miss the silent betrayals gathering like fog behind your back. But Machiavelli did not concern himself with utopia. He concerned himself with risk, and proximity is risk. He wrote, "The prince must learn to act as both beast and man. The lion protects by force, but the fox protects by awareness, by knowing the traps laid near his den. If you walk through life with only the eyes of the lion, you will miss the silent betrayals gathering like fog behind your back. What the wise man does, what the strategist must do, is scan not for the loud opposition, but for the quiet envy, for the silent comparisons, for the friend who asks too much, who praises too easily, who never challenges you directly, but mimics your steps until they've learned how to replace you. This is not paranoia, this is preparation, because power is not lost in war, it is lost in comfort, in assuming the people around you are mirrors, when in fact they may be shadows. Think of the man who tells you, "I would never do that to you." He may believe it until the opportunity arises. Think of the woman who swears allegiance. She may be loyal until loyalty costs her more than betrayal offers. This is the brutal truth most cannot stomach. People betray not because they are evil, but because it becomes useful, and usefulness is more seductive than loyalty. So ask yourself, who do you allow close? Not who you talk to. Who do you trust? Who do you let see your plans? Who do you let hear your doubts? Who do you let know where you're soft? Because when betrayal comes, and it always comes, it will not come from the crowd. It will not come from the stranger. It will not come from the critic. It will come from the one who said, "I've got your back," and that's exactly where the blade will land. Now let us take this further. It is not merely that betrayal comes from the closest ones. It is that closeness itself is often engineered with betrayal in mind. What appears to be affection is sometimes reconnaissance. What seems like loyalty is sometimes surveillance. And what you perceive as emotional intimacy may in truth be a calculated infiltration of your defenses. Never forget, there are those who attach themselves not out of love, but out of strategy. They mirror you, not because they revere you, but because they are learning your rhythm, preparing for the moment they no longer need you. The apprentice does not always remain the apprentice. Sometimes he sharpens his blade behind your throne, waiting for the moment the teacher looks away. This is not pessimism, this is power literacy. Because when you understand betrayal, not as an act of emotional chaos, but as a move in a larger game, everything begins to make sense. People betray because they see an opening, because the benefits outweigh the risk, because you made it easy. You gave them access, and access is the currency of destruction. Think of a fortress. Its walls are tall, its gates secured, its watchmen alert. From the outside, it appears impenetrable, but a single key placed in the wrong hands renders all its defenses meaningless. The traitor doesn't need to scale the wall. He only needs to be invited inside. Most men fall not because they are weak, but because they are unguarded. They believe proximity equals safety. But in the world of power, proximity is never neutral. It either strengthens your position or undermines it. It is either alliance or espionage. Consider this. Every emperor has his Judas, every king his Brutus. Every powerful man, if he is not vigilant, will one day host his own assassin, not at the gates but at the dinner table. And when the betrayal arrives, it will not be chaotic, it will be clean. The best betrayals are quiet. The best betrayals do not announce themselves. They are carried out with surgical precision, disguised as coincidence, framed as necessity, executed under the illusion of innocence. And the truly dangerous traitor, he doesn't even see himself as one. He rationalizes, he reframes, he tells himself that he had no choice, that you changed, that you forgot who helped you build. But make no mistake, betrayal is rarely spontaneous. It is slow, it is brewed over time. It is the sum of resentments left unspoken, ambitions left unfulfilled, opportunities left unlocked, until finally, the moment arrives when betrayal becomes more convenient than loyalty. Machiavelli understood this with terrifying clarity. He wrote, "Men are less hesitant about harming someone who makes himself loved than someone who makes himself feared, because love is preserved by a link of obligation, which, owing to the baseness of men, is broken whenever personal advantage suggests it." And there it is. Love is not stronger than ambition. Loyalty is not stronger than opportunity. You think people will remember what you did for them, but they only remember what they need. And when you no longer serve that need, the memory fades, the affection fades, and in its place grows a question: what can I gain by removing him? You fed them, you built with them, you suffered beside them, but the moment you stand between them and their next step, you are no longer a brother, you are a barrier, and barriers get removed. This is why the powerful must never assume affection equals safety. You can be loved and still be destroyed. You can be admired and still be replaced. You can be the reason someone